Let's start at the dollar store with these gorgeous gems. I am going to show you how to make some budget-friendly wedding decor. I start by using a gold charger plate and I add a 3-cylinder basis and then add my sparkles. Then I put a floating candle on top and I surround the base with eucalyptus and roses. The first thing that I am going to do is to go ahead and clip off each stem. Next, I am going to cut my rings, and I'm just going to bend my floral wire into a U. I have 3 pieces of my rosemary right in the middle. I want to make sure that I have the bottom, the middle, and the very tip of the 3rd piece, and I'm going to twist. When that wire gets nice and tight, I'm going to go ahead and trim the ends. And now, I'm just going to work my way around the wire ring. Now get your craft paper, and I'm going to line this ruler up to my 1.25" line. And now, using my marker, I write my name and just tuck it in. And doesn't that look great? Now I'm going to take my centerpiece and my rosemary wreath out to set the table. Don't they look so beautiful together? And all of this was so budget friendly.
Take a large-sized mirror and give it a good cleaning. Then wipe down the glass with some rubbing alcohol. Lay a ruler on the mirror and measure out the distance you want for some lettering. With this chalk pen, draw a line to serve as a guide or a plumb line. Then, take the chalk pen and start writing your own wedding event welcome message. Some ideas are, "Welcome to our wedding," "Welcome to the wedding of," or even just "Welcome." You can add the date of the wedding and, of course, front and center, the name of the bride and groom. If you make a mistake, the chalk pen wipes off and you can try again. This does not need to be perfect as it is a template for your final lettering. In fact, my printing and script writing is far from perfect and is not the most elegant. Once your message looks how you want it, take a Sharpie paint pen and trace over the chalk pen. Vary the thickness of your script on your different lines to create variety within the wording. Once you are satisfied with your design, let it set for at least 30 minutes. Then simply wipe away the chalk marker. Place in the entrance area of your event to give your guests a personal welcome to your special day. Mirror, mirror on the wall, I hope this inspired you to create this welcome for all.
The first step is to take out all of the cardboard in both of the frames along with the back stands. You'll only need one of the frames, but 2 pieces of glass. The next step is to print off your design and make sure it fits nicely within your frame. Place the reverse image under the glass centered as you would like it to appear once it is framed, and then trace the image onto the glass with a permanent marker. Then turn that piece over so that you are working on the side that does not have the gold marker on it. When it comes to the dried flowers, I used some that I had dried myself, but I also purchased a whole selection of pressed flowers from Amazon, and they were really great to work with. Select the pressed flowers you think are most appropriate for the design and trim off any unwanted pieces like stems and leaves. Prepare a bunch of different sizes and shapes so that you can fit them in where necessary. This project is like doing a puzzle. I even dismantled a daisy so that I could have thin, narrow petals for the hem of the dress and the edges of the dress. I also chose fluffier ivory-colored stalks. Stalks are a type of fragrant flower, somewhat like a snapdragon, and I used those to fill in the inside of the bottom portion of the dress. For the bodice, I went with pressed baby's breath as I felt it was the perfect texture for the bodice. It was easy to cut and trim for this narrow portion of the design. As you will see, I used a toothpick dipped in the liquid glue as I did not want it running past the edge of the design, nor did I want it to dry before I got to that area with the flowers. For the bouquet, I found a small pressed flower blossom that looked just like a bouquet. I trimmed some excess greenery and placed it close to her body to look like she was holding it. The veil, I have to say, was my favorite part of this project. When I was unpacking the pressed flowers, I found these small flowers on long stems that curve so gracefully. I knew they would be perfect to represent a flowy veil. It was important for the veil to be delicate and have life, so removing those gold lines was a good decision. Otherwise, it would have looked bulky and messy. Look how wonderful it turned out. What a special gift this would be to give to a new bride or to a friend on her anniversary.
I grabbed this big hula hoop from Five Below, and as you can see, it's iridescent, and I think that's pretty as is. We're going to begin with some greenery and some flowers, and we're going to do 2 of these dogwoods as well. So I'm going to take this greenery, and we can fluff this out. This is just a natural touch forest fern. So I'm going to take this first one, place it there. We're going to do the same thing to a second one, give it a quick fluff, adjust our greenery so that we can see all of the stems, and we're going to place this in an opposite motion. Now we can come back in with our dogwood. Again, like I said, this dogwood has pink tips, which matches the iridescence of the hula hoop beautifully. We're going to place this on either end again. So we're going to just take our zip tie and we're going to keep the pointy end towards the surface. In case we decide to place this on a door or anything that can get scratched easily, having the zip tie cut towards the surface prevents you from damaging your door. And then just simply snip off the zip tie. Now what we can do is we can start fluffing this out. So I wanted to make this as economical as possible, and I think this is going to look absolutely beautiful for weddings. And don't worry about the middle where you see the zip tie, because we're going to cover that up now with a beautiful bow. So this is one of our non-wired ribbons. So we're going to start with the length of tails. We're going to just snip off our ribbon, and now it's time to create the main portion of our bow. Over the last 7 years or so here on Home Talk, I've taught you how to create bows using wired ribbon. So this is non-wired ribbon. It is a little bit different to use as it doesn't hold its shape, but I actually like the relaxed look. So this bow might be easier for you to create because we're not going for perfection here. The loops will do what they want. They don't have to be perfect. As you can see, they don't really hold their shape like a wired ribbon would. But after making about 3 to 5 loops on either side, we're going to have the perfect bow to place on top of our zip tie to cover our mechanics. And that is good enough for me. Let's finish our final loop. Now we can snip off that excess ribbon. To secure our bow, we're going to use a piece of wire. So this is 22 gauge florist wire. With non-wired bows, you want as strong of a hold as possible, and that is when wire does a great job of keeping your ribbons in place. Now we placed our wire in the back, we're going to take our tails that we pre-cut and just tuck them underneath our bow. Twist it secure, and look at how pretty this turned out. So now what we can do is we can just secure that right on top of the zip tie and tie that wire together. So as I said before, it doesn't hold its shape quite like wired ribbon does, but it does create for a beautiful, lightweight bow. Okay, so I wanted a little bit more greenery, so I just broke down another one of our ferns. We're going to just lift up the greenery we've already worked in, tuck it underneath, and use another zip tie to keep that in place. We'll snip that off there, and then just pull everything on top of it. And now it's a little bit more full. You could add as many or as few flowers as you would like, or you can just keep it greenery. Work in a bunch of different textures and colors. Greenery comes in all shapes, colors, and sizes, and thicknesses as well. And here is how it looks on my wall, you guys. And to secure it, all I've done is use a command strip. The sky is the limit when it comes to possibilities. So you can create this for about $10 to $15, very budget friendly. And don't just think of weddings, you can do this for any season and holiday as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and you're watching me on Home Talk. See you in the next episode.